It's finally Friday, so we skipped some of the stuff. Aside from me and Monica getting together, it's been a fairly standard week. In all fairness, the hardest part for either of us was not letting our relationship out during the club. We have a habit of saving all the lovey-dovey stuff for texts, the occasional calls, and the school rooftop. There's been times where we've almost kissed, but it hasn't actually happened yet. We're a new couple, so obviously there's gonna be a wait before that happens. Depends on the couple. My primary school crushes, they always start with kissing. We're not characters in some high school's rushed fan fiction, after all. As for the rest of the club, Sayuri seems to be keeping her eyes on both of us in a way that makes me think she's planning something. But some people just do kiss at a first glance, though. He was as polite and timid as always. Natsuki, however, has doubled down on her teasing. Honestly, there's been times where I've been this close to letting our secret slip. I love how I just lifted my hand and held my thumb and my index finger very close to each other. You know that weird pose where they're trying to show how little of space there was for something, but nobody's never gonna see anyway. How I've been holding it on all this time amazes even me. I get into my morning routine not long after waking up. As I wash in the shower, I think back to Monica. I don't think I've smiled as much in a while. If anything, I should probably thank her for that. Eventually, I decide to get out before my skin gets too wrinkled. As I'm waiting for my toast, my phone starts to ring. To my delight, it's Monica. I answer almost immediately. Gotta make sure my toast doesn't burn like yesterday. Morning, love. Morning to you too. You sleep well? Honestly, yeah. Been getting better sleep these past few days. Same here. We both share a bit of laughter as I take a few bites for my breakfast. So I was thinking, if I leave mine now, I should have enough time to get to yours and still get to school on time. Would you want to come to school? Would you want to walk home to school? Would you want to walk to school together? I'd always humored that idea, but I was still a little nervous to actually ask her. Though saying that reminds me. Oh? What happens to let's keep it between us two, eh? Monica goes to the phone. Well, I did some thinking, and maybe I wouldn't mind trying to be a bit more open about it. I found myself smiling even more than I already was. I mean, I was just teasing. But if you really want to, I'm more than happy with that. Thanks, Jasmine! Also, I'd love to walk with you. I'll be there soon. In a bit. In a bit! Love you! Love you too! She hangs up. I decide to wait outside for her. Just shy of 15 minutes later, from the corner of my eye, I see Monica coming up the street. I smile and wave at her. She smiles back and quickens her pace. Told you I'd make it! She seems a tad out of breath. She didn't run here, did she? Never doubted you on that. Monica steps a bit closer and we quickly hug each other. So, you ready to go? Of course. I just gotta call Sayori first. She's usually out by now. I pull out my phone and ow! And dial her. Yeah, Sayori's taking you so... Sayori cuts me off, seemingly embarrassed. Hang on a minute. What do you mean you can't find your uniform? Monica chuckles. Even for Sayori, this is new. Sorry, I have no excuse for that. I was literally just staring into nothingness. Okay, hope you'll catch up. See ya, Sayo. I hang up and look back to Monica. Sorry about that. No, you don't need to apologize. It's just Sayori being Sayori. Monica then gently grabs a hold of my hand, once again locking her fingers with mine. Besides, it does mean a bit more time alone. This girl really knows how to make me smile. I squeeze her hand gently. Let's go. The pair of us then start to walk to school hand in hand. Like many times before, there's a loving silence between Monica and I. There wasn't many students during the walk up that noticed us together. Weren't? Whatever. The few that did either seem to have one or two reactions. Either an attitude of okay or seeming shocked. More than likely because Monica's with someone like me. We eventually come up by a small convenience store. I'm just gonna get some coffee. You want anything? I'll have some coffee too. I'll be right back. I idly wait outside as Monica goes to get our drinks. After a few minutes, I start to hear a familiar voice calling out to me, accompanied by quickly approaching sounds of footsteps, meaning that could only be... Sarah takes a couple more moments to catch her breath. Kind of admirable that she ran up here. Then again, if there's a store of food involved, that girl's determination shoots through the roof. I guess there's a reason I didn't make the cut for the track team. I chuckle mostly to myself. Hey! You said it, not me! Before Sayori can say anything, Mari comes out of the store, coffee cups in each hand. Hey love, sorry it took so long. I bumped the cow and I... Sayori? Before I knew that Sayori was gonna try catch up with us, Monica knew that Sayori was gonna try to catch up with us, but I doubt she knew she'd be this quick. Sayori's cheeks go a slight tinge of red as she smiles to the side. I knew it. After hearing those words, Monica and I go silent as we get closer to each other. I guess we were gonna have to tell her at some point. It's not even been a week, but yeah. Remember when Jasmine went to check on me? Well, he kinda let it slip that he loved me. And since I was gonna tell him on Sunday, I decided it was the right time to say it. Monica then squeezes my hand and as she smiles at Sayori. Sayori smiles back at us. That explains why it took so long on Monday. That's really sweet. Sayori's starting to tear up. Come here, Sayori. I pull Sayori into a quick hug. Admittedly, I want to cry as well. Moments like this between Sayori and I were always sweet to me. Anyway, we should probably head off now. Off we go. Something just happened with me, I'm sorry. I then finished the rest of the walk with my best friend and my beautiful girlfriend. That's beautiful. The bell for lunch break rings out and I'm the first to rush out of class. Like I've done for the rest of the week, I instinctively start heading towards the roof. In a sense, that's become mine and Monica's personal space away from the crowds within the school. Before I can start making my way up the stairs, though, a familiar voice calls my name. Hey, Jasmine! Stop momentarily, I turn around. Ryuji? Wasn't this once like an MC sprite? And I'm assuming that this is Kaho. As expected, there stands Ryuji, this time accompanied by Kao. In all honesty, this is my first time seeing Kao in person. Of course, Ryuji showed me pictures of them together, and I'm certain I may have seen her around the school. Before that, I only knew her because of the student council, where Monica had met her, given they're both part of it. Assuming where? So, you're the Jasmine that Monica was talking me about? Talking to me? Was telling me about, there we go. I guess I can kinda see why she's into you. I don't often remember Ryuji saying that Kao has a habit of being flirty, even unintentionally. Anyways, how's things been with you so far? Honestly, they've been pretty great so far. That would explain why Monika's been a lot more upbeat this week. Not to say she's not usually like that. I just meant she has been happier than I've seen her before. It's actually kind of adorable. She's not the only one that's noticed that. I've just been treating her like I always have is all. I'm trying and failing to hide a smile and blush. Well, however you did it, I'm proud of you, kid. Mate, I'm hardly a kid when I'm a week older than you. Well, if we look at how tall I am, I can count as a kid. We've used... There was a time when I was still 17 where we still used my young appearance to, like... You know, like, where there are, like, events or places you can go to eat or like, pools, open, like, public pools. And children beneath a certain age pay less. Well, since I passed as 14, some of these places I was still able to enter for the prize beneath 16 years of age and stuff. I am a kid. Ryuji gives us a nervous chuckle whilst Kao seemingly tries to repress going into hysterics. I get the idea that they usually have moments like this between them. Maybe I should expect Monika to be a bit more like this as well. Anyway, we should probably let you go now. Wouldn't want to keep Monika waiting too long now, would we? I nod and smile back at Kaho. Well, it's been nice actually meeting you in person, Kaho. And I'll see you in about... I couldn't check the time on my phone. Still got some time before lunch ends. In about 20 minutes, Ryuji. See you then, man. I've seen a lot of guys speak to each other. Frankly, this is actually an unusual way for them to talk to each other. Maybe some people... Maybe some teenagers, but quite frankly, a lot of them appear to... at least in my surroundings, appear to not really speak like this. And there's not any type of German equivalent either. The pair of them head off to wherever they're going as I start to head up to the roof. For the brief time we had together, the talk between Monika and I was quite loaded. By the sound of it, some of the students that had seen us that morning were either on the student council or in Monika's PE class. According to her, it never felt like interrogation. She was just getting kind of exhausted answering everyone's questions. Sure, I was asked by a couple of other students, but I can't but feel a little bad for Monika. There's not much longer to go. There's no much longer to go until I see her again. Though it feels like an eternity, the bell then rings out, bringing the school week to an end for a good chunk of students. For me, though, it means two things. Time for the literature club, and more time with Monika. It was only a short walk to the club room. And of course, I am greeted by, "Hey, Jasmine!" "Hey, Moni!" We quickly embrace each other, smiling warmly. I'm still not used to you calling me that. That was something that happened during one of our calls, and it's stuck ever since. I mean, what did I name her file? The first deletion of my Monika was me calling her, like, I changed her file to Moniki, like name-wise, and it counted her as deleted. Moniki, almost the same thing. It's the overall fluster she gets when I say it. Well, it's cute, just like you. Oh, stop! Our little moment is cut short by the sound of the clubroom door bashing against the wall. So, what's this I've heard about you two dating? Natsuki's demanding tone is enough to keep us both momentarily quiet. How did you find out? I asked her despite knowing how obvious the answer actually is. Come on, the whole school knows. You two have been the hots for each other You two having the hots for each other was like the worst kept secret the school's ever had. Though I guess it's much more than that now, ain't it? I go to turn to Monica, but she's gone to inspect the door for any possible damage. Note to self, don't underestimate Natsuki's strength. So yeah, Monica and I are a couple. I make a nervous smile towards Natsuki. Since Monday. We were gonna tell you earlier, but you know, the festival. I mean, if you didn't feel ready, that's fine. I guess you're right. Natsuki, you're lucky the door is alright. Natsuki blushes a bit. Sorry about that. Please be a little more careful next time, okay? Natsuki nods. Although I need to ask something, Monica. Why do I get the feeling I know what she's gonna ask? Well, since you're with Jasmine, just how bad is your taste in men? Natsuki. And that's more sassy side has returned. I honestly can't tell who's more embarrassed by that joke, me or Monica. But we'll have some time to figure that out as the voice goes out to Natsuki from the door. At least Jasmine is real, Natsuki. You also have a fictional boyfriend, I'm sure, Yuri. We look to the door and, sure enough, Yuri and Sayori are standing in the doorway. Yuri's got an unusual cheeky smile on her face, and Sayori's trying as hard as she can to not burst into laughter. Natsuki struggles to get any words out. Be right back! With an exaggerated look on her face, Natsuki storms off towards Yuri. Sorry. Sarah comes to join Monica and I. There's my favorite happy couple! She gives us both a hug and a classic Sayori smile. So, how have your days been? Kind of average. Had some people ask me for maps, but besides that, nothing out of the ordinary. We'll just say the main focus of today's student council meeting wasn't about the school. Hopefully next week should be a bit calmer in regards to our relationship. The look in Sarah's eyes makes me think she can already guess just how hectic Monica's day's been. But it's okay now. We're all here now and we can all relax. That sounds like a nice plan. Like, I know we haven't really done much club stuff since the festival, but I think having this week to ourselves might have helped everyone cool off. While Sayori gives the pair of us an earnest smile, Monica forces one. I don't think the mentioning of the festival helped her case either. By the looks of it, Sayori didn't notice Monica's apparent grievances before she started going over to Natsuki. As Sayori walks off, Yuri approaches us. I see my suspicions were correct after all. In all seriousness, I'm happy for the pair of you. Monica seems to perk up again. Thanks, Yuri. Just out of curiosity though, what exactly made you suspicious? Yuri thinks for a second, glancing between me and then Monica. Well, I suppose there was the time where Monica ended up dozing off on your shoulder. God, I almost forgot about that. A familiar crimson veil forms across Monica's face. If I remember right, it was Wednesday when that happened. Much like the week I'd initially joined the club, Monica was tired out by Kurosawa's class, which was entirely understandable. When I got into the club room that day, only Yuri and Monica were in the club. Monica noticed me and beckoned me over to the front desk. One thing led to another, and she'd eventually passed out on my shoulder. Part of me wanted to wake her up, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. She was so peaceful. Jasmine! You okay there? Shit, was I daydreaming again? Was I daydreaming again? But oh my god, what am I saying? Was I daydreaming again? Yeah. Sorry, just thinking about something. I mean, it's not exactly the truth, but it's not entirely bollocks either. Besides the few questions about how things are between Monica and I, and the occasional jab at my expense, courtesy of Natsuki, the club meeting is as normal as ever. It does seem to go rather quickly though. I swear Fridays also seem to drag at the start, but then they go by way too quickly. Before the meeting draws to its close, Monica calls out to the group. Okay everyone, Could all of you come to the front for a moment? I'm the first to the front of the club room, with the rest of the club following shortly behind me. So I'm sure you've noticed we've not exactly shared poems since Monday. But I've been doing some thinking since then. Would you want to start doing it as a twice a week kind of thing? There's a moment or two of silence as the question settles in our minds. In all honesty, as much as I enjoyed sharing poems last week, having it as a nightly thing might put a strain on my brain. Maybe it could... They did put a strain on my brain. Maybe it could even improve the overall quality of my work. I'd be up for that. I'm the first to pipe up. It's not too long until the other girls give their answers. I'm up for it. It would give me a bit more time to better refine my writing. I'm fine with that. Natsuki's still thinking it over. Natsuki? I was just gonna say... no, Jasmine's only saying he's up for it because, you know, he's your bitch. I am not. But that's actually a good idea. Natsuki gives us all a wide smile at the cost of mine and Monika's embarrassment. Mostly mine. Anyway, with that, we can end today's meeting on a good note. I'll see you all next week. With that, we all go and pack our things. It's not too long until both Natsuki and Yuri make their leave, leaving only Monika, Sayori, and myself. I can tell they're talking about something, but I can't make out what. The pair of them soon approach me. So, you ready to walk home, Jasmine? Yeah, just give me a sec. I swing my back with my shoulder. I look over at Sayori. You coming with, Sayo? Oh yeah, I'm not gonna stop hanging out with you just cause you're with Monika. That'd be dumb. I take a lot for Sayori to ditch you, I'd do a lot. It take a lot for Sayori to ditch you, Jasmine. You know that, right? Yeah, I know. It was kind of a dumb question to ask anyways. After exchanging some laughter, we all walk off. The walk home is brighter than usual, which is saying a lot. Monika and I mostly keep to ourselves, occasionally answering Sayori's questions about our plans for the weekend. Sayori herself seems exceedingly energetic, again, more so than usual. She's mostly complaining about exams. Can't exactly blame her, though. It's not too long till the subject of how Natsuki took the news... Not too long until the subject of how Natsuki took the news comes up. It's only normal it would have come up, considering how both Sayori and Yuri only showed up after Natsuki barged in. She's kinda lucky the door didn't get damaged. And lucky that the door was unlocked. Poor girl could have dislocated her arm like that. Sorry about that. Hey Sayori, it's okay. They were gonna find out one way or another. We've not exactly been the most secret about it today. I make a sly smile towards Monika, causing her to blush heavily. You say that like we were making out in the corridor. She makes a quiet giggle, the sort of giggle that makes me think that maybe that thought had crossed her mind. Don't give him ideas! The blush from Monika's cheeks seemingly transfers over to mine. Damn it, Sayori! Anyway, see you both later! See you later! Later, Sayo! As soon as Sayori's inside, Mon and I make an extremely quick trip back to my place. I release Monika's hand to fish my keys from my pocket. I'll text you when I get home, Jasmine. I turn to face her and see her playing with loose strand of her hair. I smile as I step closer to her, gently grabbing hold of her hands. There is something I want to ask first. Would you want to go out tomorrow? I know it's not much, but I was thinking of going into town. Jasmine, remember what I told you on Monday? I think for a bit. A lot happened on Monday, so a lot of my memories are slightly blurred. I try to focus, but Monika breaks that sound by squeezing my hands a little tighter. The more time I get to spend with you, the better. No matter where we go, as long as I'm with you, I'll be happy. She lets go after saying that, her words cementing themselves in my head. Aside from Sayori, Monika's the first person to say that to me. I can't help but beam at her. I go to say something only for Monika to outmaneuver me and plant a kiss on my cheek. She returns my smile as I raise my hand to my cheek. I'll take them up! Monika hurriedly speaks before starting to make the trek back home. I stammer incoherently, completely flustered. Mama. As I stood outside until I can no longer see Monika. After that I head inside and retreat back into my bedroom. Monika and I must have ended up texting for hours. Nothing new for either of us. Even if I can't hear her voice, she still manages to make me smile. If Natsuko was there, she'd probably tell me to get this stupid grin off my face. After we wish each other good night, I start to get ready for bed. For the first time in a while, it's an early night for me. Not that I'm complaining, though. It's like Monika said, the more time I get to spend with her, the better. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. Oops. It's finally Saturday. As with last week, I'd normally question why I'm up so early on a weekend, but I actually have a reason to be up. Today marks my first actual date with Monika. Some would probably say the first we had at the cafe... The time we had at the cafe last weekend would count as a date. It was more of a last-minute decision than anything else. Plus, until she went to confess, I had no idea that Monika even liked me that way. Sure, there were definitely points where that thought had come into my head, but nothing to actually confirm it at. Well, before in confession, that is. I quickly check my phone as I get out of my bed. I quickly get up and turn up the thermostat again. Not this one. I'll suffocate. 7 a.m. I should have enough time to wash myself before Monika gets here. Whenever that is, she was a little awake with when she was going to come over. I don't spend too long in the shower and soon return to my room to get dressed. I opt for a pair of blue jeans and a black shirt. Very creative. During our lengthy texting session yesterday, Monika said that I didn't need to overdress today. Despite her saying that, I'm still quite nervous. I'm pretty sure that's normal. In face, my anxiety... Huh? In fact? In face, my anxiety is shooting through the roof. Today, though, that roof must be in another dimension. I end up waiting just under an hour and a half until I eventually hear the doorbell ring. I immediately shoot up to answer it, but I'm immediately stopped as Mom opens the door. Hi, is Jasmine there? Yes, yeah. You must be Monika, right? That's me. I find myself smiling as I decide to head downstairs. Aha! Hi, Mom. Thankfully, it looks like the pair of them are getting along quite nicely. Geez, she is tall. Admittedly, there was a part of me that was worried about if they didn't get along, but in all seriousness, why wouldn't they? I mean, Mom got on well with Sayori whenever she'd come around. Not only that, but she'd been quite eager to meet Monika since I had mentioned her. It almost feels as if those nerds were just there to fuck with me. It's not long until the pair of them notice me. Honestly, Jasmine, I'm surprised you didn't invite Monika over sooner. Mom beams at me, quite clearly enjoying Monika's company. As for Monika herself, she looks as radiant as ever. She also went pretty simple. I've seen that shirt somewhere before. I'm just imagining things. Also, Monica, your hands are struggling. It's fine, I'm not good with hands either. But due to her also standing like a bit more arms this way, it seems a bit like her arms or her hands are in pain. I approach her, move my hand down her arm, and squeeze her hand in my own. You look great! Oh, stop. My comment only succeeds in flustering Monica as she locks her fingers with mine. We say a bit like this before Mom speaks up once more. So, before you lovebirds head out, how about a drink? That sounds great, thanks! I wouldn't mind one, honestly. Thanks, Mom. The three of us end up mostly chatting about ourselves, stuff we've done, and how Monica and I met. Eventually, Monica starts to talk about how we got together. I can tell it's paining her to bring up the festival again, but she presses on regardless, reminding me that I gave her a reason to smile that day. Much like Sayori, Mom finds the whole situation really sweet. I've noticed that as she was talking about it though, Monica started to hold my hand a little tighter. I can tell she's trying to stay strong for me, or she's trying to put that day behind her. I'm sure she'll talk to me about it when the time's right. Don't want to pressure her. So, Moni, you wanna head off now? Yeah. Sorry. I drank something and the air is rising from my stomach, and I feel like I have issues with my stomach. Monica looks towards Mom with a smile. Thanks for having me over. No worries, hon. You're welcome to visit anytime. Both Monica and I then get up from the couch. We then head downstairs into the basement. We then head towards the door, and after grabbing my jacket, head outside, letting Mom know we'll be back out later. Once outside, Monica taps my shoulder. I turn to face her. I just remembered that we never actually decided what we were doing besides going to town. Monica gives a blush and nervous laugh. I think to myself, did we really forget to go over that? Given how we get when we're texting, that happening definitely seems plausible. But one sec. I speak as I pull out my phone. I go through our text from last night. Yep, we forgot. I slide my phone back in my pocket and look back to Monica. Yeah, about that. Monica's gaze fixes back onto me, seemingly expectant. Maybe we don't necessarily need a plan. We could always make it up on the spot. Monica closed her eyes, presumably thinking over what I said. Great first date with Monica and first date in general, and I'm already making an ass of myself. Honestly, as someone who goes by schedules for the most part of the year, that sounds perfect. I also go by schedules, but I make them myself because I have a problem with it. Always gotta schedule everything. Monica's delight gets a smile out of me, but nowhere near as bright as hers. I take her hand in mine. Let's set off then. That the pair of us set off. I think I've got some ideas for today. Just hope that Monica likes them. We decide to take a bit of a slower walk, eventually making it into town. Given that it's Saturday, it's a lot busier than the other times we've visited here. I gaze up at all the signs. There's so many places to choose from. It's almost overwhelming. Thankfully, my eyes eventually fixate on one sign in particular. I stop in my tracks, Monica taking notice not long after. You okay, Jasmine? Yeah. It's just... My grip of Monica's hand slips as I walk towards the store window. My eyes scan the various record sleeves that decorate the shelves. It's just that places like this remind me of my dad. When I was younger, we'd always go vinyl shopping on weekends. Ever since I stopped myself short. I just started occasionally buying records just to keep his memory alive. I feel Monica's head rest on my shoulder. In response, I wrap my arm around her. Sorry, I didn't. No, Jasmine, you don't have to apologize. Monica then wraps her arm around me. There's another moment of silence between us. There's something poetic about this moment to me, though. At the start of the week, I was comforting Monica. Near the end of the week, those roles have switched. Not that I'm complaining, though. I'm thankful that she's doing this. Monica soon speaks up again. How about we go in together? I look right into those beautiful eyes of hers. I love that. With Monica grabbing hold of my hand again, the pair of us head inside. Upon entering, we're immediately engrossed by the warm atmosphere of the store. Vinyl. It's a welcome departure from the streets, albeit a temporary one. Monica follows me around the aisles for a bit, her eyes sparkling in wonder. We eventually stop in the section dedicated to dance music. In most record stores, this section in particular always had me feeling the most nostalgic. It's just something about the music itself. I guess there was a part of me that was always influenced by it, even if I didn't realize it sometimes. As I look to my side, I notice Monica's already going through the records. A certain sleeve's label then catches my eye. Could I just get that one sec? Of course! I point out the sleeve and Monica gets it out for me. It's a yellow sleeve, emblazoned with a roulette wheel unlined with the name of the label. Relay? Roll? You know, the name of the song kinda reminds me of you. Oh? How so? Remember my second day at the club? I do, yeah! And the track you played me! Yeah, about that. I know I said I was thinking about scrapping it. But after you said you dug it, I gave it a bit of time to grow on me. And I've worked on it quite a bit since then. I guess I could say, the music sounds better with you. Why did I just say that? I know that sounded like overly cheesy, but coming from you, it's actually pretty cute. That's how couples tend to feel. Even if it's cheesy, to them it's just lovely. I can't help but be a bit flustered by that. Smiling, I rest the record under my arm. Let's see what else we can find. Maybe we could listen to them once we head back to mine. I said without even knowing if Monica is gonna be coming over after we're done at town. I think I'd like that. Oh god, it's getting too hot in here again. After grabbing 3 more records and paying for them, Monica and I head out. After some more walking, Monica ended up finding somewhere she wanted to check out. I went to go in with her, but she said she wanted to keep it a surprise. 5 minutes passed. I ended up biding my time by scrolling through my phone. That is, until I feel a light tap on my shoulder. Slightly taken aback, I turned to see who tapped me. Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. It's fine, Yuri. I just didn't see you there, that's all. Out of everyone I expected to bump into today, Yuri certainly wasn't one of them. Say, how come you're out here? The newest book in the series I'm on released yesterday. I would have picked it up then, but I didn't have the time. I'm assuming you're here with Monica, right? I nod. Yeah, she's just getting something. She says it's a surprise. You're moving awfully fast, don't you think? Yuri chuckles nervously, and I just stand there stunned. That's certainly one hell of a... I just realized what they were. what they were alluding to. That's certainly one hell of a conclusion to jump to, isn't it? And out of everyone, it came from Yuri? No, it's not like that. Yuri laughs a little harder. Don't worry, Jasmine, I'm only teasing you. Yuri and I chat for a good while. That is, of course, until Monica exits the store, bags in hand. Hey, hon, I'm back. I hope you didn't... Yuri? Oh, hey, Monica. It's good to see you. Yuri smiles warmly. Yeah, good to see you too. Monica's tone has gotten a tad dry. What brings you here? Monica's brow ever so slightly sharpens and there's a subtle force behind her delivery. Oh, Yuri stammers nervously. Monica's tone is slowly feeling more hostile. I have to step in before it potentially gets more uncomfortable for Yuri. Actually, Yuri was in town to buy a new book. She just happened to bump into me and we just started chatting. Whether I handled that as best as I could, I'm not entirely sure of. Regardless, Yuri seems appreciative of my attempted save. Right. Sorry, Yuri, I thought... Monica's demeanor suddenly shifts. No, it's fine, Monica. I should probably be on my way anyway. Yuri quickly scurries off. While she definitely wouldn't be well, Monica certainly wouldn't be a yandere in the sense of how she is in the main game, because those were completely different situations. A crush versus something that she feels like is the only thing capable of understanding her and the only thing helping her understand herself, and her only way of feeling real is to be with this person as well. Those are quite different situations. I don't think it's too out of oh god, what was it called? I don't think the idea that she can still be quite jealous sometimes, even in situations where it's not necessarily necessary, is not too far-fetched. That's what I was looking for. So I feel like it made sense. I actually kind of like the inclusion of her being a bit jealous, because even if we aren't discussing like the main game here and the situation she was in there, I do feel like she might be capable of being more jealous than Sayori probably. Or like Sayori is going to be jealous anyway, but a bit more on the stern. That's my person, my partner type of side. Sorry. Especially since in the side stories she isn't just some innocent damsel in distress either. She is capable of making some crude statements as well, like in respect, for example, of Natsuki. Some statements that are quite bitter and a bit presumptuous and stuff. So I feel like it makes sense. I hope I'm not sounding like I'm just trying to be mean here or anything, because I actually kind of... The reason why I wanted to point it out, because I actually feel like this actually is a good touch to a character, like her suddenly regretting it. It feels like this actually is like something side story Monica in having a crush could be like. Yuri quickly scurries off. I just stand there in complete confusion over what on earth just happened. 1 minute I'm just talking with Yuri, but as soon as Monica returns she gets hostile? Did she think that Yuri and I were then cliques? That could very well be what she was thinking. I turned to her. Monica, you and I, we weren't doing anything, I swear. I gently squeeze her hand to attempt some further reassurance. She looks to the ground and sighs. I knew you weren't, Jasmine. Honestly, that hadn't even crossed my mind. Oh? Well, what about all that with Yuri? Monica sighs once again. It's gonna sound stupid. Sweetheart, look at me. I rest my hand on her shoulders as her piercing eyes look back to mine. Whatever it is, I'm all ears. Okay, I'm interested now. I'm not gonna judge you, you know? Promise? I swear to you. If you wanna vent, I'm here to listen. I might not be the best at it in class, but when it comes to you, it's not hard to do. Hard not to do. Though I'm definitely biased. Monica chuckles, slightly flustered. Wow, Jasmine. Just... wow. How is it that whenever I'm feeling down, you manage to cheer me up? And yeah, I know that the part of not being as presumptuous is part of the side stories. But Sayori still struggled with physical consent even after understanding and the drag on the balance. So specific parts might still return specific flaws. Especially since this is also more of a relationship. But if it's something else, then I'm intrigued to hear it anyway. But I will say, if it was intended to be a bit more of a jealous part of her, I don't think it would be too far-fetched to assume that, well, she would regret making any harsh comments. And while she wouldn't be extremely like, oh god, you text with this as a person, oh god, you spend time with this person. Or anything like that. She might need a bit of reassurance anyway. She might still become a little bit jealous. In a way that where she actually comes across as kind of harsh towards someone else. I feel like that is not completely out of character for her. Not horrible, and definitely not whatever happened in the main game. Act 2 especially. Where she was like pretty extreme. Also putting people down. But definitely a bit more harsh than Sayori and possibly Yuri. With Natsuki, I'm not too sure. There's something small I'm working on too in regards to... whatever. I can talk about it another time. I scratch the back of my neck, smile and shrug my shoulders. I wish there was an easy way to answer that. My best guess is that it's just an innate desire to protect her smile. It sounds cliche as fuck, but it's true. I then squeeze Monica's hand a little bit. Anyway, you want to talk about what's bothering you? Can we talk about it on the way back to yours? I don't exactly fancy standing in the street at all. She's got a point. You want to get going now then? Please. Monica then hands me one of her bags. After taking it, I then lock my free hand with Monica's and our fingers intertwine. We then set off back to mine. We ended up spending the next few hours in town. Aside from the occasional store visit and getting something to eat, we spent most of the day just walking around and talking and taking in the scenery. After how hectic this week started, it was certainly a nice change of pace. As planned earlier, we listened to the 4 records I bought, sitting together on the floor with Monica resting her head on my shoulder. There weren't any words between us as the music played, just a brisk, peaceful silence. Eventually, the final track plays out and I move to sit on my bed. Monica then joins me and I rest my arm over her shoulder. Thanks for today, Jasmine. I really enjoyed myself. I give her shoulder a slight shake and a rub. I should be thanking you, Monica. Like, to be completely honest, I was really nervous about today. I mean, it was the first date I've ever been on, and a little part of me was afraid about fucking it up. But you letting me be But you letting me be my weird self, you putting up with my dreadful jokes, all of it just helps me feel a bit more confident in myself. Jasmine, you don't have to be worried about being yourself around me. You being you is what I like about you. They never discussed what Yuri did on the way home, huh? Well, I actually liked a lot about you. Monica falls silent as the familiar feeling of my cheeks burning up makes itself known once more. She eventually rests her arm over my shoulder, much like I'm doing to her. She turns back to face me. Say, you remember how I told you I wanted to ask you out a while ago? I do, yeah. Monica's gaze diverts from mine as her cheeks redden and her lips adopt a knowing smile. It's a smile that causes me to stammer slightly. Monica? This is something else that I've wanted This is something else that I've wanted to for a while as well. Without another word, Monica pulls herself up to meet my face and presses her lips against mine. At the point where I'd most expect my heart to try burst out of my chest, it doesn't. In a way it feels completely natural to do. I pull her closer to me, causing the seal between our lips to tighten. In unison, we move our heads to the side, trying to better display our shared passion. I can feel Monica resting her hand on my leg. But even then, my breathing is steady. Whether or not either of us are any good at kissing, it doesn't detract from the moment itself. But that being said, Monica is a wonderful kisser. I do go to pull away from the kiss for a second, only for Monica to pull me back in. It's clear she wants to savor this moment for as long as possible. And to be honest, so do I. If someone had told me that I'd one day end up like this, I would have more than likely said you were lying. For the first time in a while, I'm more than happy to be wrong. Eventually, though, we do pull away and just stare into each other's eyes, smiling brightly. Hope that was worth the wait. I pull Monica to a tight embrace. I love you so much. I love you too. We remain in each other's arms for a little while longer. I can't help but smile whenever we're like this. I'd stay like this forever if I could. But, much like the first time we held each other, time is on our side. Hey, you should probably start heading home before it gets too late. I speak with a slightly downcast tinge to my voice. I know. My downcast mood isn't lost on Monica, even seemingly being reflected by her. I place my hand on Monica's cheek, causing her to smirk. I'll see you out. Okay. Monica and I head downstairs, both of us silently wishing we could have more time out together. I've got a good feeling that we will get more time soon. We're still a relatively new couple after all. Monica tells me that she'll text me as soon as she gets home. After one final quick kiss, she departs and I'm left feeling even happier than the day we first got together. I lean against the wall smiling to myself. I just had my first kiss. For all people, Monica certainly sets the bar high. It's nice seeing you this happy, Jasmine. Huh? I look up and see Mom standing there. Seeing you and Monica together earlier. It kind of reminds me of how your dad and I were when we were first met. Mom gives me an earnest smile. It's nice to see that she still has fond memories of him. Then again, it's been 7 years since his passing. He'd be proud of you. He really would. Thanks, Mom. I smile back at her. I wish he was still here. What gives me comfort is the thought that he's out there, watching over us wherever he is. I'm gonna head upstairs for a bit. I'll be down later. Tell Monica said hi. Mom goes off to the living room and I head upstairs. I then spend the next 10 or so minutes waiting for Monica to get home. All the while I'm reflecting on the events of today. I get to spend even more time with Monica than I'd ever expected to. But on top of that, Monica and I had our first kiss. I can't say for Monica, but I know that this is going to be one memory that I hold on to for as long as I can. Things can only get better from here, right? I really hope so. Besides, with Monica by my side, I'm confident we can take on anything together. Anything at all. Act 2. Together. I wanted to say something! I groan loudly as my alarm wakes me. I sit up on my bed and reach my phone, hastily shutting off the alarm. Ha! Okay, I can say something now. What I wanted to say was simply that I did not like the kiss because there was no consent. Some people probably don't understand that. But for me, this is very important that there is a kiss. It's just nicey cheap. I like the art piece, but I feel like, especially if when he pulled away and she was like, no, come back here. I honestly did not like that. I care too much about consent to be like that. There has to be more communication beforehand. And of course, not every time you kiss. But at least you must know when is an appropriate time to kiss, and the other person, when they show signals such as trying to pull away, not pull them back. This is important to me, and important to a lot of my friends. And due to that, it's important to me. Some people don't understand that, and if you've ever had a kiss like this and enjoyed it, no matter what side you are on, and the other person enjoyed it too, of course, then I don't think it's bad, but I would rather say, just be safe. Just make sure that the other person is comfortable if you can. After setting it down, I looked to my left and sighed gently. Just a dream, I whispered quietly to myself. Monica hadn't been able to visit on Sunday as much as she wanted to. From what she said when we were texting after she got back on Saturday, her dad seemed slightly annoyed by how long Monica was out for. Her mom said he was being ridiculous, but he was persistent. I want to think it was just him being protective, but given what she told me about him last Monday, part of me can't be too sure. Why is it always fathers? After wiping the sleep from my eyes, I make my way to the bathroom to kick off my morning routine. Even then, I find myself yawning in the shower. I didn't stay up too late last night, did I? Oh well, worth it to video chat with Monica last night. Oh. Worth it to my video. Upload my video. I'm going insane. Even if she couldn't come over, we at least got to see each other in some way. Preparing myself. My silent reminiscing is then interrupted by the sudden ringing of my phone. Quickly wrapping a towel around myself as I switch the shower off, I then make my way back to my bedroom. It's only after once I get into my room that my ringtone cuts off. Patting my hand down with the towel, I reach for my phone and turn the screen on. Seeing the missed call notification, I dial back almost instantly. Okay, it was Monica. Fuck me. Hey, sorry couldn't answer straight away, Moni. Just got out of the shower. Monica let out a slight giggle, causing me to go a little red. Annette was calling me dirty-minded. She audibly stammers. I mean, you'd probably be the same with me. It seems a little early to assume that, but it seems quite likely. I just chuckle light and smile. Morning, by the way. Morning. You sleep well? As well as I could, yeah? I didn't mean to keep you up too late. You said like I didn't want to stay up with you. Like I didn't want to stay up with you. We share a laugh. Anyways, you mind if I come over before we walk to school today? Monica, we've been together for a week. Of course you can come over. Just give me time to get dressed. In that case, I might run down. Monty, I in the bed. Monica hangs up. Chucking my phone onto my bed, I quickly fetch my uniform from the closet. I know Monica was only teasing, but I can't really take a chance. So you don't know she was teasing. You assume she was. There's a good reason she's the lead on the track team. Oof. Well, she is smart, beautiful, athletic. I get dressed in what must be record time. Right now, I'm just drinking coffee and awaiting Monica's arrival. In time, there's a knock at the door. It's open! I call out, still sipping my drink. The door opens, then closes, then a familiar face turns the corner. Hiya, Jasmine! For some reason, I somehow already managed to get so used to the other clothes she was wearing to a point where I was like, is this right? Yes, it is. She beams at me. Setting my now empty mug down on the table, I stand up and go towards her. Sorry. Hey! Hey, baby girl! I give her a quick shake on the... That's what I get for my stupid statement. I give her a quick kiss on the cheek and pull... No! I pull her into a hug. She does the same. I missed you. I missed you too. Anyway, we still got... I quickly check my phone. 7 a.m. We got just over 20 minutes before I usually head off. You wanna go a bit early or no? No, I'd rather stay here a bit longer. Like, I've got my social studies exam this morning. I just kinda wanna take my mind off of it a little. She looks at me with pleading eyes. So, you just wanna cuddle on the sofa for a bit? Please. Take Monica by the hand, we head towards the living room. And then we cuddle on the sofa. I'm the first to get comfy on the sofa, Monica following shortly after. I wrap my arm around her, making it easier for her to rest her head on my shoulder. She hums softly. It's a really nice feeling. Is it tempting to doze off together? It is tempting to doze off together, but we know we can't. At least for now. I wish we had more time like this. It always seems that time goes by so fast when I'm with you. Her voice has that same downcast tone from when she left on Saturday. I give her arm a quick squeeze, paired with a gentle smile. It just makes those moments with you all the more special. Overly cheesy, but honest. Couples are cheesy. My relationships only were in like elementary school, at least with real people, and so I can't exactly give any statements about how couples are like, because I have not been in a romantic relationship for a very long time. But I have friends, that's what I wanted to say. I have friends that are in relationships, and yes, they can be quite cheesy sometimes. I've grown so used to it doesn't bother me. I think it's cute. I don't mind cheesy things, actually. I think it can be a bit awkward sometimes to be like in the room while there are like two people being cheesy with each other, but generally I don't really care all that much. I swear that's my style. But hey, Monica seems to enjoy it. Yeah, there are people who enjoy cheesy stuff, so... I guess I'm more neutral towards it. I can enjoy it. And sometimes I don't enjoy it. I suppose it depends on the situation. I feel like in this mod it's fine. I don't really care too much about it. Honestly, I'm more... I would prefer if they pointed out less frequently that it's cheesy. Just own it. Own the fact that you're a cheesy romance mod. But I mean, they're still owning it, even if they're sometimes pointing it out. But still, can't complain too much if it helps me to see that smile. The partial silence is then broken by the sound of the door opening. Hey Jasmine, I woke up on time this morning. I'm proud of you, Sayori. Seeming to notice mine and Monica's sudden silence, Sayori's eyes flicker open. To accompany her silence, Monica gives me a look that I can only describe as slightly confused. Maybe I should have told her about Sayori and Ai's habit to just waltz into each other's houses. Sayori in contrast seems completely unfazed by Monica being my arms. Oh, hey Monica! Hi. She gives Monica a cheery smile. Monica stammers a bit. Can't say I blame her. It's not every day your partner's best friend just barges in without warning after all. Opting to live in the moment, I open my mouth. You hear that, Moni? Sayori woke up on time. It's the end of days, I tell ya. The sarcastic tone gets a lively chuckle from Monica and a bit of a whine from Sayori. So a mix of the usual and something I know I'll get used to. I'm getting better! Sayori playfully scowls at me. And in all honesty, it's a miracle she's put up with me for as long as she has. I know. I'm proud of you, you know? Sayori's smile returns once more. Monica and I then get up from the sofa. So you both ready to go? Like, I am. You and Monica look pretty comfy there. She gives the giggle to top off the teasing. I just sigh as Moni holds herself against my arm. Come on, let's go. Let's leave. After locking the door, the three of us start to walk to school. I take Monica's hand in mine and, soon enough, Sayori starts talking to us about her weekend. I could get used to this. Seems nice. Walking to school with your girlfriend and your best friend. It doesn't take us too long to get to school. The three of us decide to loiter around the courtyard for a bit. Eventually, though, it's time for Monica to head to her exam. She sighs. I still feel underprepared for this. Acting on instinct, I gently place my hands on her shoulders. Her eyes meet mine again, her uncertainty barely contained behind them. You've got this, Moni. I've got full confidence in that. Monica gives a nervous chuckle. That makes one of us. Moni. I rest my hand on her waist, causing Monica to blush slightly. I give her a firm, loving smile. I'm always gonna be rooting for you, no matter what. There's a brief moment of silence between us before Monica pulls me into an embrace. We catch a few looks from some of the other students around us. I've got a feeling that, like many other things, I'll need to get used to it. It's kind of amusing though. Aren't there other couples around school that they could be gawking at? I know Monica's seen as the popular girl around here. But if this past week has taught me anything, aside from expecting the unexpected, it'd be that there's a lot more to Monica than people seem to think. Part of me just wishes she was more willing to open up about that side of her. I do feel like even in the side stories, people don't really pick up on a few things about her. Like, of course I'll pick up on some of the development, like with Natsuki. But the way that her perfectionism impacts her every a lot, like the majority of her moves and stuff. Even that appears. And the fact that this is like the problem in the main game as well, like her perfectionism is why all of these, well, the majority of these things spiral this much out of control, because she's trying to keep up her image, take care of the club, be with us, and it's just, if she wants to do all of that at a time, this will, she can't do all of it at the same time exactly. And if she wants to be with us as quickly as possible, to have like this real thing to latch onto, then she was prone to just giving in eventually to bad ideas. And then wanting to keep up this perfect idea of hers, like this perfection that she's striving for, that she's going to push away all of her negative feelings towards her own actions as well. So even though they're noticeable in Act 3, she's keeping them away because she's looking for this special day, you could put it. And perfectionism can be like a real problem. And I do feel like, still with the statement like my problems are so trivial compared to yours, and it's never pointed out that perfectionism, while trivial compared to depression, is still a problem that you probably should take care of. Maybe that'll happen later. Monica then surprises me by giving me a quick kiss on the lips. Monica in the side stories is shown to be more respectant of people's consent than Sayori. And here she is giving us unconsensual kisses. Yeah, given her reaction with like Hiyori on the stairwell, for example, I feel like she'd be a bit more shyly about these things too, even after the first thing, even after the first kiss, or especially during the first kiss as well. In the main game, no, she does not respect our boundaries. She isn't invalidating them as much as people think she does, because she isn't removing the no option at the end of the, like during Act 3, but she might be aware that the game will force us to say yes, although given the way she reacts afterwards, she might just be so deluded she doesn't even realize that we didn't even have a choice. I noticed some students seemingly starting to whisper in their little groups. I hope they're discussing consent. I couldn't care about that though. I know some people don't mind that as much, but just personal preference wise. Like, I'm not going to, that's not something that I'll be like, oh no, the story is ruined now for me, but it's certainly something that every time it will happen, a part of me will be like, no, this can't be. I'll see you later. Love you. Love you too. Monica then walks off, joining a group of people I assume are some of her classmates. I then slump back into a bench next to Sayori, suddenly daydreaming about when I'll next see Monica. Sorry. You two are really cute together, you know that? I'm suddenly snapped out of said daydream. Huh? I don't know, you just have this. You both have some great chemistry. Like you just click. That's the only way I can really explain it. I'm just really happy you found someone. My eyes meet the ground as I smile at what Sayori just said. My face, once again, bordering on becoming a tomato. Thanks, Sayo. Sayo pats me on the back. Come on, let's go to class. I nod and stand up, starting to follow Sayori to our first class. Having class together. I swear most Mondays feel the same. It almost feels like time itself. It almost feels like time itself almost slows to a complete crawl. Though realistically, I'm probably feeling like that for one reason. Just a couple more agonizing minutes, and I'll be able to see her again. Hopefully. At long last, the bell rings for lunch break. The rest of the class starts filing out, myself silently wishing I was the first out. It does suck being at the back of the class sometimes. I start to head for mine and Monica's regular rendezvous point. Rendezvous point. Rendezvous. The roof. I also tended to be one of the last ones out, I just remembered. Because I was, like, at the end of school days, I was the one, my friend and I were the only ones to, like, really put up the chairs. We're supposed to put them up after school. And hardly anyone ever did that, so we tended to be, like, later than the others because we kept putting up chairs again. It's become a second habit at this point. I was waited by the main hall for her to finish, but the school's been a bit strict when it comes to loitering around there. Especially with it being exam season. Oh. I bolt up the stairs only to find myself seemingly alone on the roof. I need to wait for it. I need to brace myself that the scary music might return. The oh so scary nice song that made me emotional during a poem. I look all around me, even looking behind the door in case she wanted to surprise me. Nope, she's not here. What was the surprise of Monica anyway? And what happened with Yuri? Exile must have run over. I go towards the bench we usually sit at and get my lunch out. As I start to eat, I still hear the loud stamping of approaching footsteps. Whoever it is, they seem pissed. Suddenly, the door swings open, hitting the wall quite loudly. As a result, I turn my eyes around and I turn my eyes around in my head. I turn around and my eyes meet Natsuki. As per my prior assumption, she seems exceedingly pissed. Oops, I bumped my microphone, I'm sorry. As to why she is, I have no idea. Despite the distance between us, I can tell she's muttering something. In typical Natsuki fashion, there's some obscenities thrown in here and there. Oh, what do you mean typical Natsuki fashion? They're not in the side stories and not in Act 1. They're only there when she's more aggressive than she generally is. For a second, her eyes meet mine and she falls silent. Her eyes averting mine almost instantly after they met. There is silence for a good minute or two before Nat speaks up. Kind of figured I'd find you here. She tries to come off as snarky, but the subtle shaking in her voice tells me she isn't herself. You waiting for Monica? You waiting for Monica? I nod. There's silence between us again. You okay? I'm fine. She grumbles after a brief silence. But even she seems unsure of her answer. She looks at me and I raise an eyebrow. Why are you giving me that look? I said I'm fine, Jasmine. Is that so hard to understand? Why is that so hard to understand? Natsuki's tone gets noticeably shakier as she speaks. Definitely not fine. Nat's expression softens as she comes and sits down next to me. Sorry for getting bitchy again. Hey, don't sweat it. Just, what's up? You don't seem like yourself. Natsuki noticeably fidgets a bit. What happened? What just happened? Give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry, Natsuki, for ruining your emotional moment. I have no idea what just happened with my computer. It's just been really stressful this morning. Hell, it's been stressful this whole damn year. It just feels like we're being beat over the head with the same shit we've learned for the last few years. Just for us to be stuck in the same cycle of work. Eat, sleep. For the rest of our lives. Natsuki sighs, quite clearly frustrated. A small part of me wants to say she's being dramatic, but at the same time, she's got a point. I silently motion for her to continue. What makes it hard is when half the kids in your classes are complete dicks. And the teachers ain't much better. Natsuki breathes harshly through gritted teeth. Eventually, though, she's able to relax a bit. After the try it from her, it's certainly a relief. Natsuki suddenly gives a small chuckle. What's funny? It's just... Here I am venting when you're waiting for someone who's got their shit figured out. I wouldn't say that's exactly true. Huh? Ah! Despite my mumbling, Natsuki seemingly overheard me, a fact that becomes clear by the curious look she gives me. You wanna talk about it? Assuming Monika hasn't completely got your ass whipped yet. I bite my tongue at that remark. I want to be honest with Natsuki about what Monika's going through. But for one, a lot of that's more private. Second, Monika would probably get a little mad at me if I told Nat about it. Nat. Maybe I could tell her about this morning? I sigh. Well, Moni had one of her exams this morning and she was getting really nervous. Like, proper nervous. Even though she's gonna ace it. I mean, that's what I told her. But I think it's mainly because everyone holds her up so high, you know? Natsuki seems to dwell on this. I mean, I guess that kinda makes sense. But did anyone really think less of her over some stupid test? My mind immediately reminds me of someone who would. My thoughts are then interrupted by the slightly audible sound of Natsuki wincing in discomfort. You good? Yeah, just bloody hungry. I give Natsuki a slightly concerned look. I'm shocked at how casual she is. Why are you giving me that look, Jasmine? It's nothing bad, it's just that Dad doesn't get paid until Friday. It sucks, but we gotta make food last. Sorry, I didn't mean to assume. My apologies caught in my throat. Hey, don't beat yourself up about it. You ain't the first to assume, Dad. Natsuki's father is controlling in Act 1. She also isn't really represented to be that hungry in Act 1 or the side stories as well. Natsuki shows no signs of being exactly hungry. The only time food comes up, in a negative means, is when they are baking and he wants her to eat his dinner. That's all there really is about her having a weird relationship towards food in Act 1, and in the side stories there's not like really any hint towards the side that she is foodie, which some people simply are. Like Sayori. But he certainly is controlling. So yes, so I don't really like the idea of being like, he's hardworking and all. No, he's still a controlling bastard, but he doesn't starve Natsuki. Why did I say bastard? I've never used that term before. I think I've watched something with that earlier. He's a controlling butthead. He's not as abusive as he's in Act 2. He doesn't starve her. Natsuki is not hungry in the side stories or the Act 1 in the main game. There is no sign of her having any bad relationship with food aside from this one dinner conversation, which implies nothing that they are struggling with money or that she is being like starved at home and they are having a lack of food. I don't know where the idea comes from that she had any problem with it in Act 1. It's only in Act 2 when she starts having this problem, really. The only thing that might hinder towards it is that she's the conversation about malnourishment and that she's petite because she's malnourished. However, given the fact that she has enough money to bake stuff and all, I don't think that she is actually that malnourished. In the first act and in the side stories. She might just have this type of body type, or she might generally not eat that much. But I eat a lot and I'm about as tall as her, and even skinnier. So honestly, I don't think in Act 1 she's that malnourished. It's also a clear difference between her being so malnourished she passes out in Act 2 and having no sign of being tired in the side stories or Act 1. She isn't malnourished there. Maybe she is a bit... The best that I can think of is that she eats a little bit less than the others. But she has no signs of malnourishment in the others, like aside from Act 2. So I don't like this interpretation of always like... In Act 1, she's starving when she's not. And her father just trying so hard. No, the way she speaks about him, it's just that he is quite controlling of her. He might not know any better, but he's still not a good person to any capacity. Well, to any capacity. I don't know, maybe there are some nice moments they share, but generally from what we've seen, he isn't that good of a person. Now I feel bad and dumb. I think I know how to salvage the situation though. Say you wanna get something from a vending machine on the first floor? I don't know, you're gonna pay? I sigh, hesitating momentarily. I suppose. Natsuki flashes me a quick grin before making her exit from the roof. I follow soon after. Sorry. The walk between me and Natsuki is mostly quiet. Given the bulk of our previous conversation, it's not entirely surprising. I give her a couple of coins and just wait around idly. With the small talk that we did have, I did learn some little bits about her home life. For one, I found out that her mother had left the country when she was quite young, with her dad having to raise her. Apparently he's also dating someone from his workplace. Soon enough, though, in spite of my reminiscing, I hear some footsteps. I look left, and a smile makes its way onto my face. Hey, Money! Sure enough, there's Monica. Oh, did the test not go well? However, the closer she gets, the more I realize how nervous she looks. Hey, Monica. Hey, Money, you okay? Huh? Monica's attention is snapped towards me. Her expression softens as we then share a smile. Jasmine. She sighs before picking up her pace. Her smile shines brightly up close. Any sign of nervousness she displayed is now gone. I missed you. I feel my cheeks redden slightly. I missed you too, hun. We give each other a quick kiss. How'd the exam go? And her nerves resurface again. Great going, dumbass. She grimaces. I mean, there were parts where I completely blanked on the question. Blanked on the question. And now I'm kind of worried I've screwed up. I run my right hand down her arm and squeeze her hand. I run her right hand down her arm. I run my right hand down her arm and squeeze her hand in my own. I like that they were able to mix this. I don't think I've ever seen it before. I'm positive you did just fine. Monica giggles gently. Oh, I think she was calling something out, but we were too busy talking with Monica. I swear you're the only one out of us that has this much faith in me. It's honestly a bit endearing. I then move my hand onto Monica's waist, causing her to blush slightly. Sorry. I don't know why this is so funny to me. I mean, I already said it this morning. But just know that I always believe in you. In response, Monica rests her hand on my waist and starts to pull me towards her. She closes her eyes and parts her lips. Will you two just fuck already? Monica and I stand there, pretty much frozen in each other's arms. The pair of us looks to the sides. To our shared embarrassment, Natsuki's eyes aren't the only ones locked onto us. There is an intense silence between us as some of the surrounding students begin to mutter. It's a sound that is cut short by the sound of a classroom door being yanked open. Yeah. Natsuki? Here. Now. A teacher I don't really recognize beckons Natsuki over. Natsuki house and looks away from me and Moni. Coming. Nat sulks into the class and the corridor returns to relative normality. Moni and I release each other and look away with red cheeks. Sorry, I didn't realize she was still there. You're an idiot. She's probably going to think I'm an idiot. How couldn't I remember I was there? I mean, I am, but she seems to like me despite that fact, so I can't complain too much. No, it's fine. Great, no one's gonna ask if we've actually... Monica! I gently squeeze her hand in my own and sigh quietly. If anyone tries to say anything, they're probably just jealous. Plus, I'd be kinda lying if I... My words remain stuck in my throat. Yeah, leave it that way. If you were trying to say that you wanted anything with Monica there, then that's not the moment right now, dude. Of all the things I could have said to her... Those are some very folded arms. So my boyfriend's a pervert. Terrific. No, My words are once again trapped in my throat and my cheeks turn hellfire red. Out of nowhere, Money bursts into laughter, only causing my cheeks to burn brighter. Babe. Money then places hands on my hips, her face adopting a sly smirk. It's okay. We all have those thoughts sometimes. No, there are some people, in fact, are not naughty at all. There are, in fact, people who have no sexual fantasies. I'm not one of them, but I know some, and I'm pretty sure they'd be quite insulted by the statement. She then rubs her thumbs against my waist. In an attempt to diffuse any impending awkwardness, I quickly change the subject. Anyways, you want me to walk you to class? Wouldn't you be late to your own class, though? I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't mind missing Hona's class. Jasmine. Monica sighs my name. I don't want your grades to suffer because of me. I want you to do the best for the finals, you know? As Monica releases me, the bell signifies the end of lunch period. I'll see you at the club later. We give each other a final kiss before we split off in the opposite direction. Hona's class may drag on, but at least Ryuji makes it bearable.